screen. So on the blue team, we have an Annie Nasus Shyvana ban, very common bans, really normal as far as I'm concerned. Their team comp so far is Nidalee, Sivir, Soraka, Shaco, and Vladimir. We actually get a lot of Shacos in here for some reason. If I were Soraka, I would not be running Clarity. You really need Exhaust. You don't have any CC, so you gotta set something up. Soraka actually pairs very nicely with Sivir because she is very mana hungry early, and her damage, if she has the mana to keep queuing people and that sort of stuff, is very potent. So I kind of like that combo actually, and especially combining that with the Nidalee, they're going to have a lot of poke. My concern with that sort of poke comp, they have 0 disengage. Shaco can't disengage besides dropping a box. Soraka certainly can't disengage, especially with no exhaust. And Vladimir can't disengage. So what happens when purple team lands an engage, lands a Leona stun, lands an Amumu stun? They're just going to get walked over, essentially, if they don't position properly. That's not to say that they're going to lose. I'm just saying that if you're going for a poke comp, you might want to talk to your team and just be like, we kind of need someone who can disengage. We need someone who can just cancel their plays. What they want to pick for that is, of course, completely up to them. But they have no way to start a fight, and they have no way to stop a fight. So it looks like they have opted to go for Exhaust on her. That's a really, really good choice. Sivir ult is sort of a disengage, but it's not very potent. It's great for running away, but you need someone who can like CC a chasing team and cancel an engage. Something like, obviously Janna's not that good right now, but like a Janna or Nami who can just be like, boom, your entire engage is cancelled. You're not going to fight us. That also applies to a lot of different things. Yes, all of our matches go on YouTube after. I have uploaded last week's. Unfortunately, there was a delay with the holidays. My laptop is broken, so I'm waiting for a new charger for it. On purple side, we have a Kassadin, Jax, Blitzcrank ban. I don't agree on the Jax or Blitz bans. I've talked those to death. I'm assuming they were somewhat targeted. Maybe someone plays Jax on the other side. But overall, Jax isn't worth a solo queue ban right now. Team comp, they have a Jinx Leona, very good bot lane. Jinx is easily one of the top 2 or top 3 AD carries in the game right now, and pairs very nicely with Leona, because she doesn't have an escape of her own, like a hard escape, and their damage does combo very, very nicely. Fate got his Diana, it's all he plays pretty much, so good for him. He should have some luck with that. Diana versus Nidalee is really a skill matchup. It depends on how they play it, really. Then we then have a Riven versus Vlad top lane. Riven destroys Vladimir because Vlad has no early game damage. Obviously, it boils down to how well they play. He does have a barrier, so that's a good choice on his part to try and cancel some of that. But Requine on Riven. Riven does very, very strongly versus Vlad. So I would expect that to go in purple team's favor. Amumu, great ganking jungler. A lot of people are starting to ban him again, as he is one of the best AoE CC junglers in the game right now. I would argue that Vi is possibly a stronger pick, but you pick them for different reasons. So, great pick. I would not run Ghost personally. I would run Flash. But, that's really just up to them. And yeah, someone, Fate was mentioning in chat, both mids got their preferred best champion. I don't suggest doing target bans in these workshops because it's less about the outcome of the game and more seeing how you play, trying to find the mistakes you make in a random solo queue game. Yes, Unicorn. You bet on Diana? Yeah, I could see that. I have seen his Nidalee, though, and he plays it very safely. Okay, so we're almost into the game here, about 20-second delay. I think I've covered pretty much everything here. As far as overall generalizations, I like purple team's comp a lot better. I think they have really good disengage, they have really good engage, they have good damage. I just like it overall. That's not to say that they'll do poorly. I just think it's a little bit more versatile. They can play one behind, they can play one ahead. Shaco can be a strong pick. It just depends on how well you play him. So I'm going to take a quick look at the runes and masteries here. Nidalee. Magic resist, armor, AP, and hybrid penetration. That's perfectly standard on Nidalee. I wouldn't expect much else. 28-20 seems a little odd. I would have gone 21-9, but meh, it's fine. I just really like the buff duration on her personally. How do you join these games? You join the League client, and you can join the Pro for Never chat room, and they'll give you instructions from there. Sivir is running 6% lifesteal. Yeah, standard AD carry runes, 21-9. 30 AP. Oh, wow. So Soraka's running Glass Cannon. It seems a little odd of a choice versus a Jinx Leona. They're going to dive her and kill her. If I were purple team, I'd say, hey, look, Soraka has no defensive runes. She has no defensive masteries. And just dive her and kill her level 2, level 3, level 4. Somewhere in there, they should just be able to land a kill on her. Also, I don't think utility masteries are that good anymore. Personally, I usually run 9-21-0 on my supports. It's personal preference. They can play whatever they want, though. He's running attack speed, Shaco. That's really standard, actually. I would expect that... Wait, is he running attack speed Quints as well? I think that's 1 attack speed Quint, is it not? I don't remember the exact amount. Attack speed. Damage. Okay, no, that's attack speed red. Yeah, that's what I thought. It just seemed a little more attack speed than I thought you got. Standard on Vlad. If I were him, I'd run flat cooldown reduction blues. Yes, P4 and mid if you want to play mid. You can sign up for 2 or 3 roles just to guarantee you get into one. We don't recommend you join every single room. 4% lifesteal, standard. Leona, I don't like gold per 10 anymore. I also don't like cooldown per level. If I were her, I also don't like mana. I don't like those runes. I would run armor reds, armor yellows, MR blues, move speed Quints, personally on Leona. And 0921, no, I'd run 9-21-0 or 0-21-9, depending on what you want. Diana, pretty standard. We're not loaded in yet, are we? I'm not loading in. 1 second, guys, I'm going to relog. 80. There we go. Attack speed of Mumu. A little bit of life steal and percentage health. I don't agree with that personally, but he can play what he wants. Yeah, I don't like move speed on Riven. If I were her, I'd go 15 AD, flat armor, and then flat cooldown reduction. That being said, versus Vlad, it might be worthwhile to run some AP. Or, not AP. Magic resist. Yeah, and Diana, no real complaints there. That's pretty standard. No magic resist. She's running AP per level blues. That's fine. No real complaints there. I'm going to switch over to our Shoutcast. Alright, so I'm a minute in because I didn't connect properly. I apologize, guys. Starting builds, full consumables on Leona, but she opted to not go any potion and instead go Rejuve Bead. I don't agree with that. I would go full potions. I would do 1 pink, 3 greens, 4 health... 3 health potions, 1 mana potion, I think it is. I would then drop pink right in here at level 1. It will last pretty much the entire game and stop almost all invades. 1 second, I need to get my chat back up. Soraka, on the other hand, has opted to go for coin. That's pretty standard. I'm fine with her build. As much as I like full consumables, you don't have to do them. Sivir, longsword, pink ward. That seems odd. I'm going to line these up for you guys. I apologize. Alright, so he's doing his standard smiteless. Amumu getting a nice leash here. What did Leona start? Leona started Q. When leashing, I would auto-attack Q, auto-attack. It's the fastest damage you can do. It only takes 1 tiny bit of mana, and it stuns it so your jungle doesn't take much damage. Looks like he's going for an invade or a level 2 gank. It's hard to tell which. I would not gank a Riven at level 2. You're not going to have enough damage. Vlad does nothing. I like this, though. Counter jungle the Amumu, get him behind, and then push your advantage elsewhere on the map. If I were him, though, I'd drop your Explorer, your like, Totem Ward in here, so that you know if he's coming. I'm assuming he did a smiteless on his blue so that he can smite this. Yeah. So he's going to get this before Amumu ever shows up, and I would expect Amumu to go... No, he's not going Wraiths. And you left some, so Amumu does have to clear it. Good job. If I were you, I'd go directly to your red and clear it so that they can't possibly counter jungle and get back into the game. Lexall, we are doing more rounds after this. We're also doing our RP giveaway right now. Leona trying to put some positioning pressure. Just word of advice, don't stand next to each other when you're versus a Jinx, because she's just going to use her rockets and AoE both of you. It's not a big deal, but it'll save you from a little bit of damage. Mumu coming in, no gank from there. It looked like he came through this side, and that's not going to do anything. Nice spear. If I were you, I'd go in behind or in through river. Usually behind works best. Amumu's trying to get into the red buff. If I were them, I'd be communicating that and collapsing. You have 4 people. Come in and just kill the Amumu. He can't duel you. He also wasted his smite. Yeah, have your bot lane collapse. Have your bot lane collapse and your mid lane collapse. You have to communicate these things. Nidalee just sitting there farming. Yeah, that's a free kill you just gave up. You got to communicate with your team. How do you win RP? Type workshop in chat and make sure that you're following the stream. We're drawing the winner at the end of this game. Amumu is still trying to go back for this red buff. Don't bother, just go farm. Amumu isn't hurt that much by counter jungling anymore. Yeah, he's hoping he can smite steal it from Shaco. You're just wasting so much time here. I don't know what you're doing, Amumu. There's pink ward in here. If I were them, I'd place the pink ward back here, but that's just me. You have no mana. I'd be careful there. Shaco coming in from the side. I would have him go in behind. Leona is no health. Shaco could have picked that up probably. If he was a little bit more balls deep. He has decided to go back for his red, so that's perfectly acceptable too. Amumu really low. Lands the stun on though, and I think that's going to be first blood. Good job, Jinx. She might... No. She didn't go in for it. She could have moved up this direction, auto attack, and then switch to your rocket launcher, and then do one final auto attack. Might have been enough to finish, but probably not with the armor from the heal that she gets. What's it called? Infuse. Yeah. No, infuse is mana. Astral Blessing. Mid lane here, dead even in CS. Standard builds on both of them, so it's not even worth commenting on. Top lane here, I'm actually surprised no one has gone in on this Vlad. Like, why are you wasting your shield? If I were you, just go in every set of cooldowns and you can bully him out of lane. Amumu's coming up. He's never cleared his red buff. Don't be scared of Vlad's damage. He does nothing. Just go in on him. Yeah, you're missing your stun. That's probably why not then, because he's missing... she is missing combos. Oh, don't use your bandage toss that early. You baited it out. That's a really long cooldown. Yeah, if you did the final knock-up, you would have got it and not been in any danger. I think they just need to communicate a little bit better and have comfort in their champion. Riven could have got that kill there. She just needs to use Q one more time, auto attack, and then walk away. You're not going to die from one turret shot, but he'll die from 2 auto attacks. Leona landing an engage on here. Not going to turn into anything, it looks like. Jinx, unfortunately, she uses her rocket on a minion, and then she uses her W on a minion. Mid lane, ignite down, barrier down. Oh, last tick of ignite. Good job, Fade. I actually didn't expect that tick to work. Shaco should not go in there. He should just pick up the farm if he can. Riven's pushed in. Go back. Perfect. Make sure that you don't fall behind in items. Shaco's level 4. If I were him, I'd rush out level 6 and solo a dragon. Shaco can solo dragon right at level 6 if he wants. We've dropped 0 frames, so it's most likely your internet. We stream in high definition, and unfortunately, unless we're partner, Twitch does not rebroadcast it at lower definition. So if your internet isn't very fast, you will have issues watching sometimes. Mumu going in for a steal. Looks like Diana's there to protect... Oh, no. I'm dumb. That's their own buff. Right. So they're going to donate that over to Diana. I would expect them to maybe cycle bot with that. They have 4 people then. Or they could just collapse on Nidalee. That would work too. I think they're going to go for that, though, because Nidalee has shoved in heavily. get those traps into key locations. Mumu just ignoring that. Yeah. Combo in. Nope, missed your E. Not going to be able to turn that into anything. And now Mumu's way too deep and just going to die for it. I would turn that into a dragon. You have numbers advantage now. Actually, no, I lied. I'm still obsessed with early dragons. They're not as important now. Dragon is really only worth it 10 plus minutes into the game. Rushing a level 6 or something dragon is still great. It's a huge advantage for your team, but it's not as much as it was back in Season 3. So I need to adjust to that. In my own preference, I keep seeing opportunities where you have the numbers, you can do it. But it's not going to turn into that much for your team. Blue buff's still up for blue team. They're only down half 1,000 gold, 500. Nidalee's going to be able to pick up pretty much all this farm. Yeah. Okay, she got it all. I'm interested to see if Shaco already has a blue, so I'd expect this to be donated over to Nidalee. Amumu coming in behind onto Vlad. This time they need to bait out the pool. The pool's down. Now you have a free... He got his flash. Amumu just doesn't seem to be confident in his ability to land a skill shot. They'd waste the flash. Shaco's cloaked in here. Okay. They had wasted the flash. They had wasted the pool. There's nothing to stop you then. Oh, they got the ult. Just walk out. Perfect. That's actually a pretty long cooldown. That is 2 minutes. So it's not going to turn into anything. Riven actually, if she wanted, if I were her, I'd probably get some... Yeah, you don't buy boots on Riven. Okay. So, on Riven, she's opted to go for Null Magic Mantle and Boots of Speed. I'm assuming she's trying to rush out, like, Merc Treads or some shit. Don't. It's not worth it. I would just stack some longswords, maybe get a Vamp Scepter. And you have two options as Riven. You can go for cooldown reduction by doing an early Brutalizer. Or you can rush cooldown Boots if you need the mobility. Or you can rush a Hydra if you need wave clear. Those are pretty much Riven's best options right now. Hey, Gonzalo. Welcome to the stream. Anyways, so yeah, doing a Boots 1 isn't going to do anything for you on Riven. You care about Boots 2. If you're not going to get Boots 2 right away, don't bother. Also, lasting under turret here, you could get pretty much all of these just by comboing it, like use a Q right there. Yeah. Bot lane, Soraka's going to die. As I said, they have no way to disengage these fights. She's not even running... Oh, she's running Exhaust. I forgot she changed it. I don't know, it just seems like they need to be playing really passively bot lane if they're going to be able to do much of anything. If not, they're just going to get dove on and dove on and die like that. So now that we're past 10 minutes, this is around when I would start to be trying to pressure for a dragon. Shaco's level 6. He has his Madrids. Just him and his clone can solo that really quickly. So if I were him, I'd be trying to set that up. Get that global gold for your team. It's almost like getting a kill in every lane. Not quite, obviously. But it's like getting about 2.5 kills, depending on how late in the game it is. So it's a huge advantage, and it's almost no risk for him. Oh, Spear barely misses. Amumu caught out again. He just keeps trying to counter jungle Shaco, and I don't see that really working out for him. Nidalee's going to collapse here, and I would expect this to turn into a free kill for her. Yeah, you got the Ignite on, turn on to... Unfortunate bounce there. Yeah, just turn on to the Diana. E. Q. Perfect. Unfortunately, Mumu went down, but still totally worth it on their part. Yeah, we do these workshops every single Sunday. We generally do about 3 or 4 matches, depending on how long we have. We are doing an RP giveaway right now. We're also going to do a custom high-quality poster for League of Legends that we're giving away, and we'll also give away a Steam game. We try and do like 3 giveaways. Okay, so if I were them, yeah, just push in this tower as best you can. He's gonna go on that. Yeah, these spears are just barely missing. They're also just not that well in sync. Flash is down, but you're gonna get that. Good job. The spears just don't seem to be in sync with the rest of it. I'm not saying that he's a bad Nidalee, because I've seen him play it, and he does it quite well. But in this, he seems to be rushing his skills, where he's saying, I have a spear! And he uses it. Well, if you waited half a second, you'd know where they're walking to, and you'd be safe. Alright, A flash was fine, yeah. I might have... You had your spell shield. I don't know. It might have been better to just use that. Yeah, we focus on North American server. The RP codes technically work on EU, but you have to go through Riot support directly to get them. Shaco coming in for... Oh. Okay. Shaco started to come in for a gank, and then he just didn't. And then Jinx wasted a flash right after. It was just a number of misplays. I'm assuming they were just trying to be safe. Amumu taking the blue this time. Interesting. Diana has double Dorans and a flask. She doesn't really need it. The cooldown is less important now that it's only 10%. If I were them... yeah. Turn on to Amumu. Diana gonna come in, land a combo on. Sivir, if she auto-attacks stutter steps there, that's a free kill. Like, you just have to auto-attack it. She did not, so they're not gonna get the Leona. They are gonna pick up the Amumu, and then Shaco Clone dies. They land the slow on, I would maybe not. I would expect Diana to be able to get this, but maybe not. Oh, nice spear and nice barrier. I said they were gonna get it, I forgot she's running barrier, so good choice by her. Great pickup by Nidalee. Realizing I can just get this as the turret shoots them, no real risk. Good job. I really like that fight. There were some misplays across both teams, but blue team played that very nicely. Just step back, spear, step back, jump in with Nidalee Cougar, step back, spear again. Shaco now has Zeal as well. Yeah, just take the free Baron, or not Baron, Dragon. Do the Dargon. Shaco Clone is not up, though. Shaco Clone is one of the best things for taking objectives, because you just make it tank. Because, yeah, you make the clone tank, and then you attack it from behind, so it does extra damage. They know Amumu's coming up here, but Vlad is staying. Requine. Oh, if I were her, I would have used that in towards Vlad. He's baited out again by it. Okay. The Vlad is escaping very nicely, but a lot of it just boils down to Amumu being easily baited. Brian, I might be tempted to order food now because I'm starving and we have no food in the house. Are you coming over after this game, Brian? Land that spear. Good chunk. Land a heal. I would just step up and spear. Maybe not. You could Cougar... no. If I were you, I would have walked in as Cougar. If she stayed, then you Cougar over the minions and throw a spear. Okay, Soraka not going to be able to hold this. One auto attack is going to take that down. If I were them, I would have communicated that with the Leona and turned that into a kill on Soraka. Because you have a Amumu here. Maybe it's because Leona didn't have ult or summoners. They didn't want to risk it. I am telling you to come over and eat because I'll feel like a fat ass if I just order food myself. I'll probably just order food and then... Okay, we'll see if the spear lands. Oh, that's her ally. Yeah. I apparently don't focus well when I'm hungry. Alright, they have 3 mid. Blue team needs to react to this. Cycle down. Nidalee's coming down. Shaco's already there. If I were them, I might activate Shaco Clone. Try and bait them into a fight right as Nidalee shows up, and then you can turn around and kill them. Alright, back to build orders. I haven't really commented on that for a second, so I'm going to set this to directed camera. Okay. Directed camera. I don't know why this isn't working. It worked that time. I turn this on, and I will comment on builds. So Shaco. Going for Madrid's Blood Razor Zeal, pretty standard build on his part. I've seen a lot of Shacos build different things. Hydra is pretty much core on him right now. As it is with pretty much everyone. Vladimir gone for Hextech and Armguard. Gonna try and rush out. I would assume he's gonna rush the Hourglass. That's a good choice. Very efficient armor and a... Oh my goodness, I have hiccups now. Armor and AP for versus the Riven. Great choice. Nidalee gone for Chalice Boots. Pretty standard. No real complaints there. Boom. Not going to be able to pick that up. Looks like. I think they're going to be able to turn this around. They could easily combo that. Oh. Oh, misses it. But lands the spear. That Cougar was so unfortunate. I would expect them to be able to land that on through. Perfect. Unfortunately, it did go to Leona, but it doesn't even matter. Good pickup for Jinx, knowing that she can chase it in using her passive. Shaco is still here at low health. I would expect them to maybe be able to combo in on him. Back to build order. Sivir is going Bloodthirster Rush. That's really standard. I like it. Tyr, I do not like. Tyr is pretty bad right now on most characters. Has not finished the medallion. Having that speed buff would be the disengage you're lacking. And then now magic resist. I don't know, it's a weird mix of items. I don't like the Tyr choice. I would have gone for a Nomad's Rush. Like you have the Nomads, but I would upgrade that so then you can have the active. On the split side, Spirit Spectral Wraith Amumu, I still like Golem better, but meh, it's fine. We have some life still now onto the Riven. As I said before, Boots 1 are not worth anything on Riven, so if you're not going to finish them right away, don't bother with them. Armguard Diana rushing an Hourglass, very, very standard. Static Shiv Bloodthirster on Jinx, again, perfectly standard. She's very fed right now. They're comboing in onto... We might actually be able to turn that around. Nope, not quite. I think Vlad is maybe going to get away. Yeah, he's going to get away. Okay, final item. Leona has opted to go for full tank with Targons. Pretty standard. No real complaints there. If I were her, though, I would have gone Boots 5 instead of Boots of Swiftness. Only because at this point you can roam. Because Jinx... Oh, they're comboing in onto Sivir. Spell Shield isn't going to save her. We're going to walk into that. Boom, another kill for Jinx. Dragon is up in 45 seconds. If I were them, I'd push out a lane if you need be. Probably mid lane. And then turn around and take Dragon. I don't know if they have the time on it. Leona started full consumables with a Rejuve bead. This is like a pink ward, 3 greens, and a Rejuve bead, I think, with no potions. I judged that a little bit, but it's worked out for them. They didn't need the potions, only because there's no real harass coming up from the other team. They're able to dodge it. They're now going to siege in on the mid turret. If I were them, I'd translate over to Dragon. You're not able to dive them, so why not take a free objective? Vlad has cycled through, though, and they're reasonably low health, so I'd expect them to just go back at this point, heal up, buy, and then try and do an objective. Nice spear, a lot of damage coming out onto Requine. As I was mentioning on the Leona, I would have preferred Boots 5. Because Jinx is so fed at this point, you don't need to babysit her. You can start roaming to other lanes, and that Boots 5 is going to give you so much mobility to do that. You essentially become a second jungler at that point. Yeah, these are pre-made customs. It's all people from the stream. Jinx Shock Blast coming out. Oh, that spear almost hit. I thought it was going to. No, Pro for Never is me, and I am the one talking. Leona ult comes out, only hits onto the Shaco. Heal coming out from Soraka, they're comboing back in. Vlad able to get in and do a lot of damage. I would turn that into... Yeah, see, you got the kill into... You got the double kill. I don't know if you're going to be able to take this tower, though, so... Again, you have Sivir pushing bot, she's going to get a tower. You're pushing in mid lane, you're turning that into... Possibly? Yeah, you're going to get a kill here. Just land the Nidalee, walk out, and then I would re-engage onto Liliana. Make Vlad tank at this time. Good job. And yeah, at this point, take the tower, then go do Dragon. You have Sivir, she's ready to do something. She's going to keep pushing this in until her team is ready. But again, focus objectives. So you're getting bottom tower. You're putting some pressure on mid tower. Now turn that into some global gold. Drop some wards as you go through their jungle, and then use that massive advantage you just gained to get some items. Right, they're able to turn that into a turret. Great job by blue team. As fed as Jinx is not meaning much with just how well blue team is cycling the map. They're split pushing, they're taking objectives that they can safely, and they're taking fights that they can safely with their poke team. As purple team, I would be keeping that in mind that they're a poke team. That's all they do. Poke, 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 and then engage when you're low enough. So as them, I would not be giving them that. I would either be doing a hard engage team fight, or I would just say, okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go split push and not fight you. Spear misses on the Amumu, but doesn't matter. They're going to be able to pick that up. They're comboing onto Shaco. That's going to be free kill. Jinx not actually in that fight. Okay, so Riven... I don't know, I've not been impressed with your Riven play, Requine. I know you don't play top lane that much, but your Riven play has just been kind of sloppy. Sivir now pushing top. That's what Sivir needs to do. Just split push all game. One shot the wave, take the tower, run away. I don't think that's going to work out for you. If I were you, I would have activated your ult right at the start. She doesn't have it up, unfortunately. If you don't have it up, and you don't have the jungle warded, don't push. Yeah, you're going to die here. Kill goes over to Leona. Blue team is taking the dragon, though, as I mentioned they should. Good job. I would then suggest... so Soraka's going to be able to heal you up. Cycle bot lane. It's already pushed in. You have an Nidalee, and Nidalee pushes quite well. As does Vlad, obviously, with the minions. Yeah, we're helping lower elo players. We also, as mentioned on the stream description, we're giving away an RP card right now. Keyword for that is workshop. You must be following in order to win. We're drawing that at the end of this game. Mumu's going back. I'm assuming he's just going to buy something. Hourglass and Woda done on Vlad. Static Shiv done on Shaco. I'm assuming he's going to build into a Hydra now, would be what I would expect and want him to see him do. Nidalee going for Death Cap over a Void Staff. Diana has a lot of MR right now. Decent amount of MR on Amumu, decent amount of MR on Nidalee. I would not be rushing that Death Cap. I'd be getting Void Staff first. You need to keep your poke relevant. Yeah, unranked is fine. I have no problem with unranked. We place them with medium silver players because that's around where matchmaking places you when you first start ranked. Sivir now has Zeal as well as her Bloodthirster. How much gold does she have? Okay, so she just bought. I thought she would have had a lot more gold with all the split pushing she's doing. That flash wasn't needed. Revan had already turned around. Only use flash if you absolutely have to. Jinx getting a little bit of MR. I'm interested to see if she turns that into a Guardian Angel, which would be wise because she is going to be focused now that she is so fed. Or if she's going to like turn into like a Banshee's Veil or something. I don't know. There are options for her. Jinx ult coming in. Need to focus that Diana. Need to get her down or she's going to DPS you like crazy. Okay. Requine landing a stun but going down right after. Diana able to hourglass that, but she's going to die again right after. Now comboing onto Leona. Jinx is zoned out of the fight now. If she tries to join, yeah, throw the spear in and then combo in with any amount of CC that you have. At this point, flash. Good job, Nidalee. Realizing that you could just flash an E. Perfect job. I drop a couple wards as you're going through here. Nidalee spears would work too. And shove down mid. You have about 15 seconds on their main carries and then 25 on their support and AD. So you should be able to get a lot of damage onto their turret by then. Their 3 are up and they split up. So I don't think they're going to be able to get that much onto this. Half health onto Requine. Oh, Spirit Visage coming out from Soraka. Actually like that. 40% max CDR on her. She's not running any runes or masteries for CDR, so she's absolutely capped now. Now she can build into whatever she wants, really. If I were her, I might build a Randuin's? She needs the magic resist, because there's a lot of magic damage coming out from the enemy team. But I think Randuin's might be best, because she's going to be Dovon pretty much every fight. I think she wants to build some AP, though. Like, as we mentioned in selection, she used full AP runes. So, yeah, 62. I'm assuming she just wants her Archangels. View chats and spectate, interface visibility, and then you turn on chat. You can only view all chat. Okay, teams are colliding here. Amumu's bot, Jinx's top. This is a perfect fight for blue team if they can land something. Unfortunately, they didn't engage as a team. I don't think... Yeah, nothing's going to come of it, but if they went as 4, they could have comboed onto anyone they wanted and landed a free kill. Great poke coming out from this Nidalee. I really like how she's playing. Obviously, she's really fed now, too. She has a death cap, and she has another needlessly large rod. I'm interested to see what she builds that into. It almost looks like she's building a second death cap. If I were her, get your Void Staff, get your Hourglass. Yeah, Spear just nicking a minion instead. Dragon's up in a minute and a half. Not really that important at this point. We have about a 6,000 gold, 6,500 gold advantage for blue team, as well as 3 turrets up. Okay, Spear onto Diana. Good job. Sivir again doing her split push. Blue team needs to be careful not to do an engaged fight, though, because Sivir is not here. They're just proxy farming each other here. That's interesting to me. Amumu's not there either, so that's a lot of their CC gone. They can just spear all day long and not really worry about anyone diving them. The only one who can is Leona, and they seem to be keeping her at bay with the spears. Sivir able to follow this minion wave through. Able to get another turret, and then they're going to turn that into an inhibitor turret in mid. They're just cycling beautifully on blue team. I really like it. I've said so many times in my stream, there is never a reason to teamfight unless you're doing it for an objective or to close out the game. Anything else is just too risky. Vlad getting caught in here, able to pick off the Diana though, able to Hourglass himself, and this is going to be perfect fight, I would say. Spears in. Nidalee should actually jump into that fight earlier. They're already in the cleanup phase of it, so she could have done a little bit more damage. Either way though, great combo. Looks like they're going to get pretty much everyone. They're not going to get the Jinx though, I don't think. They're not going to be able to combo that through. Unless... No. Spear misses. Combo into bot turret here. That's the second inhib. You're not able to end the game. Good, they did take that choice. Second inhib, I would then go do Dragon, because it just spawned. I would do blue buff, Dragon, buy, Baron. All the way down, all the way up. You're not going to be able to end the game right now. Jinx is up with the Guardian Angel. Their entire team is respawning. You're low and have almost no ults. There's no reason to stay. How much gold does Nidalee have now? She has almost 3k gold on her, so we can expect to see some big items coming out. You're not stealing the blue buff on the way back, and you're not doing Dragon. Interesting. There is a big wave bot lane. I would expect Sivir to take care of that, and then Nidalee Shaco to take blue and Dragon. They waited too long, though. Now purple team can rush Baron. So they can't do it now. I'm more referring to overall plays and cycling. Oh, Flash, no. I realize she had to there, but that's her own fault for being caught out. You need to be paying attention to how they're cycling. Now you're down a very important long cooldown for the next fight. Mumu taking that blue. Actually, I agree with that. They're not giving it over to Diana, and she's being focused too hard. She's not going to be able to hold on to it. If she was pulling off roam and pulling off a lot of assassination kills, then yeah, blue's perfectly fine on her. But when it's a team fight that she's diving into, she's not going to be able to survive that. So you're just going to lose that blue right after. Purple team going to take free Dragon here. I would expect blue team to notice that and take a Baron off of it. They can just rush Baron. They see 3 bot lane. Or not. Oh, minion farming. So now we have a Brutalizer, Hex Drinker, yeah. Still no Hydra. Hydra's amazing on her. It's an auto attack reset, it's your wave clear, it's your lifesteal. It's just so good. Soraka now caught out. Doesn't have that flash cooldown as we mentioned before. Diana jumping in, hourglassing immediately, and then just burst down right after. That being said though, Nidalee just powerhouse here. Absolutely powerhouse. You need to learn to count the time it takes for Hourglass and for Guardian Angel. Not a big deal though, it doesn't really matter. I would expect them to be able to end now. They have 25 seconds. They have their AD carry, they have Nidalee, they have Vlad. Nothing to stop them here right now. Just walk in and end the game. Yeah, They have that dead. 5 seconds on the rest of them, though. They're going to get the second base turret. They might be able to dive in. Eee, that was sloppy. That was rushed by Diana. She didn't get the reset, so she's not going to be able to get the kill. Flash coming in. Looks like they're not going to end. They just decided to go for kills instead. So they're going to have another chance on purple team to try and save this. Yeah, not that many people use Guardian Angel. I was just mentioning that it's worth counting so that you have it in your mind for the next time. AD carries definitely do still use it as well as assassins. It's less common though. So they are able to stall it through. Nothing to stop them from backdooring now though. Shaco might even be trying to do that now. He has his Hydra. Looks like he's trying to build an Infinity Edge. If I were him, I might have opted for a Last Whisper. It doesn't matter though, because he's going to be trying to assassinate swishy targets. At this point, that boils down to their entire team. They're not that tanky. Leon is a little bit tanky, but nothing that crazy. Alright, they're clearing out the Baron. Yeah, you could just have killed her there, but okay. Leona ran away instead of just auto-attack you, auto-attack. Obviously you were silenced, but you could have just stayed on her. Alright, they're coming through. They don't seem to want to fight. Diana's actually going back. So you're going to forfeit the Baron here. I don't know why Diana went back. You just forfeited Baron. If they want it, they can take it right now. Or they can just collapse on your team. Either one would work. Yeah, Mumu's bot. You've seen Diana go back. Baron. It's very tempting. Place a ward there, place a ward here, and go take Baron. Yeah, Mumu's always showing himself bot. If I were in Italy, I'd stand a little bit closer to here and chuck some spears towards these guys. Make sure that they can't come close. Yeah, there's one spear. Leona ult. That spear right onto Diana. Good job. Has to Hourglass immediately. Nothing coming out from this Diana, unfortunately. Now they get a free Baron. Nice block from Nidalee. It wasn't needed, but it was still nice. Aw, no spear for you. So inhibs have respawned for purple team. Yeah, you went up instead of across. You're not going to be able to get in range. Yeah, I mentioned the proxy farm earlier. It was interesting. It wasn't a good choice, though. Okay, I think they're just going to end the game right now. Yeah. There's no one to defend this. Mumu ult, Shaco can literally just auto-attack it and boom, you're done. Good game, everyone. Nice job. Yeah, Nidalee essentially ran away with it late game. Overall, though, there was some great plays coming out from both sides. Had a lot of comments. I'm going to go over item choices here a little bit, and then we're going to get into the giveaway and the next game. Hey, Brian. Okay, so as I mentioned, Soraka, I don't like Tear on her. I don't see why you would build it. You never even built Archangels either. Tear is just not that good an item anymore. If you really wanted mana regen and were feeling you had an issue with it, you could have built a Chalice. Like, even then, I don't see the point. Sivir, standard build, nothing out of the ordinary there. Nidalee, standard build, nothing out of the ordinary, except I would have suggested Void Staff earlier. Alternatively, you also could have got a Lich Bane late game. It's not needed, though. Like, it would have been good if you wanted to turn into, like, a split-push tower killer, but this build is pretty much standard of what you want for a poke comp. Shaco, the only thing I mentioned, he might have opted to go for a Last Whisper instead of looking to build towards an Infinity Edge. It's not needed, but it would be a possibility, because a lot of them are building some armor on the enemy team. Vlad, standard build, no real complaints there. He played very well versus the Riven. On the other side, we have Diana. who had a lot of issues with diving into a team fight and then immediately having to Hourglass because he was focused. Unfortunately, Diana needs a front line. She needs someone to go in first and absorb their cooldowns. And you, as a Diana player, need to wait for that to happen. Leona, I had some comments on her build. I don't see the point of going Rejuve Bead start. Potions would be better. I also felt that Boots 5 would have been better so that you could roam and join some, like, help other lanes. Jinx got really, really fed early. Wasn't able to turn it into much of anything, but did very, very good. Generique, yes. Riven, I had a lot of complaints about your play, Requine. Just a little bit sloppy in how you're positioning, how you're playing it. You need to play more offensively. Fate is apparently a lady, yes. Amumu, okay, he actually sold it. He had Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, then sold it and got Sunfire Cape. If you commit to an item, don't sell it after. You gotta kind of stick with it at that point. 1 second, I'm gonna see if he can join.